Twin S and Twin H, aka the Terrible Twins, are one of the most respected members of ACG and a dangerous pair to come out of the UK.
You come in a band and playing whoosh. Don't be playing whoosh in the road. Stop risking your life like that. ACG, my nigga. Do you understand what I'm saying, fam?
I man them.
In this video, we're going to be looking at one of the most well-known twins in the UK drill scene and touch on their history and what they're doing now, with the twins finally being back together after a long time apart. Like always, I'm going to try to keep this video brief and sweet and not go too in-depth into everything, but touch on what made the twins so violent and eventually blow up in the UK scene. Before I begin, I just want to say that this video is not to glorify crime in any sort of way, but to provide information on individuals that are part of the UK drill scene. And with all that being said, let's get straight into it. Both Twin S and H are part of the safe gang ACG, which is a set based in Beckton, Southside Newham. ACG stands for Anyone Can Go, but it's said that the older generation goes by name like HGM, Harder Than Most, or BBS, Beckton Black Squad. You see, the twins in ACG are part of the south side of Newham, which also consisted of Custom House and Canning Town, and will beef the north side of Newham 7th gang that housed CGE, 15th and Manor Park. I won't be going into detail on the beef between 6th and 7th gang, but I think it's important to know that both these sides of Newham were actually cool with each other at one point, but this all changed in 2009. 24th of January 2009, a CGE member called Captain was walking on Whitwell Road after attending a charity event to stop youth violence, which is when a couple guys from Custom House spot him and an argument breaks out. It's not really known what the argument was about, but it ended with Captain being stabbed multiple times whilst he died in his 16-year-old sister's arms. A Custom House member called Major was apparently snitched on and got slapped with 17 years for the murder of Captain. Major has already done about 15 years of his sentence and might be getting released as early as 2026 or 2027. The case of Stephen Lewis, aka Captain, is actually hella sad because he was an advocate to stop youth violence and his life was taken at just the age of 15. The death of Captain caused a divide in Newham that we hear about today. Going back to the twins, by being part of ACG, they've become really close to the ACG boss called Young Diz, who I might be making a video on soon, but let's just say Young Diz is the type of person your mum tells you to stay away from back in school.
You're talking about me, my brother. Alright.
Twin S and Twin H won't make any music themselves during the 2015 to 2019 period and will just be on pure violence, only appearing in certain Young Diz tracks like Bootings, Time Will Tell and On The Mains that did numbers at that time. The twins will get a lot of exposure during these times as people are fascinated that a pair of twins were both part of the road life, but we need to touch on the history and what these twins have actually done behind the scenes.
My man and now my man walks with a sling. Hit my man and now my man walks with a limp.
Both twins will be involved in a lot of beef between rival 7th gang, and as mentioned by Twin S himself in his plugged in freestyle, which we're going to touch on later, he and his twin will go on numerous ride-outs terrorizing his ops. The twins were always on pure violence, and where people in the team will mostly use knife and other weapons, the twins would use guns in order to really do damage to their enemies, and this would be one of the reasons why Twin H would see prison time. Before we get on to why both twins would end up behind bars, it's important to mention that back in September of 2017, Twin S and Twin H were believed to be involved in the death of 14-year-old CJ from 7th gang. Corey Jr. Davis, aka CJ, will be chilling outside the strip in East London with other 7th gang youngers when a car with Young Diz, Twin S and Twin H will pull up and start firing at the group. CJ will be shot in the head and pronounced dead at the scene, and an investigation was launched on what police labelled the Beckton boys. The twins would get nicked for the murder but would be released shortly after due to a lack of evidence. The twins will continue terrorizing their ops together up until May 2018 when Twin H will get locked up for possession of an offensive weapon. So essentially, police were observing 3 males that are acting weirdly around the VW Golf. These 3 people being Twin H, Slewy K from ACG and the 16-year-old Tiny Diz. The police spot Twin H come from an underground car park with a bally on and pick up a Spider-Man bag from the VW Golf and walk back to a car park whilst Tiny Diz would patrol the area being a lookout. Kevin Shishoma, aka Slewy K, will be spotted leaving an address with a bag and a baseball bat and will go on to link Twin H and Tiny Diz at the VW Golf before entering an Audi and driving off. The Spider-Man bag was left in the VW Golf and police will get entry to the car and seize the bag where they will find a loaded shotgun, bin bags and a revolver of 4 bullets. The Audi with the 3 guys was later stopped by armed police where they'll find more items like trap phones, disposable gloves, machete and a baseball bat. It's said that Twin H, Slewy K and Tiny Diz were on their way to torture and kill an ex-ACG member called Tallish Trapstar, who killed the younger brother Slewy K because of an argument that went left. Twin H and the rest will be found guilty for a lot of charges including possession of an offensive weapon and possession of a shotgun with intent to endanger life, and will get slapped with 13 years behind bars. Twin S will give more insight on the rest of Twin H, as Twin H was supposed to be picking up Twin S that same day from prison, as he got released for minor charges at that time.
He'll never leave, man, ever. He'll be there in 5 if he could. Thinking this is getting long, cool. Jump back and call the cab now, it's getting long, call the cab. Can go see my mum, yeah? But when I've actually got in the cab, yeah, and I told the cab, let me use your phone quick. Use his phone, logged online, bro. That same day, as my twin's on his way to me, bro, yeah? They've put him on operation, they've already been oboing us for the past couple of months. The reason why I went in jail in the first place, they've nicked him, bro. That's how we got his 13 years.
That's crazy.
On the way to me, picking me up from coming out of jail for these things, they've just got my twin for them things. I ain't seen him since, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Before we continue, if you made it this far, it probably means you're enjoying the video, so drop a like and subscribe to support the channel. As Twin H sat in jail, Twin S would follow shortly after, because sometime around November 2018, Twin S and 3 other members would go down for torturing the guy who owed them money. So essentially, Twin S and 3 others gave this guy £10,000 with the agreement that he'll flip and launder the money to clean it up. A month or so goes by and the money's gone, with the guy making up excuses to buy time and not give back the money. Well, Twin S and the others get tired of waiting, which is when they decide to take matters into their own hands and come up with a plan to kidnap the guy until he finds a way to get their money back. On March 4th, 2019, the group went on with the plan and managed to get the guy into the car, which is when Twin S and the others start punching him in the backseat and force him to make phone calls to family and friends to pay his debt. They would take the guy to a flat in Brixton and bring him to the bathroom where he was tortured, even going to the point where they poured boiling water with acid on him. The victim would have his skin and hair burnt and beg for his life, and I'm not going to go through everything they done to this guy, but let's just say he was basically living in hell. The victim was making a lot of noise, which is when the gang released him on the condition that he has the money ready by midday and doesn't go to the police. It won't be long until the victim flags down a police car and tells them the situation. Twin S and the rest were charged with false imprisonment, with Twin S getting blackmail, kidnap and robbery added on top of his existing charge, and be locked behind bars in the same wing as his twin brother. Fast forward to 2023, Twin S will be released early from jail for what I believe was the issue going on with overcrowding in the UK jail, which is the reason why Young Diz was also released early.
Obviously, when you come out of jail, this is the first thing you dropped, haven't you?
Yeah, that thing, but no, but I dropped that when I come out of jail last year, bro.
Okay, you went back in after this?
I went back in, bro.
Flip. Oh, you got recalled.
I got recalled, bro. They done, man, bro. Recall's a different type of shit.
Obviously, when you come out and you drop the plugged in's going crazy, millions of views, like, what are you thinking?
But I was in jail.
After this setback, Twin S would fix up a little bit and start taking music more seriously, releasing tunes that were doing numbers despite not being in the music scene for too long. Twin S would do podcasts and collabs with streamers like Billy the Goal, and we have a situation with a TikToker where his gang made a TikToker apologise for violating Twin S's hairline. Bear in mind the speculations that this video might be fake.
Oh my days. Since when did they start putting 4-crow straps on people's hairlines? This is final boss of ink. This is level 100 inkness.
I apologize to Twin S for violating him. I apologize for playing people's music in the background.
It's not gonna happen again.
It won't happen again. This is sincere, this is from the bottom of my heart, and I won't do this again. I'm so sorry, Twin S. Please forgive me.
Twin S was doing big things and is actually really well spoken and mannered, which comes as a surprise to some because of the violence that the guy is known for. January 2025, Twin H will also be released from prison, with both twins being on the roads together again. With both Twin S and H getting a second chance at life, they should look to take the music route more seriously and try to leave the gang life behind, because Twin S has already made such a big impact in the scene in such a short time and could look to bring his brother in. The twins are a big name in the UK drill scene, but with both of them being released early, if they fall back into old habits, they might not be as lucky this time. Both Twin S and Twin H really do have the opportunity to make a positive impact in the UK scene. With all that being said, hopefully you guys found this video informative. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.